Canto 9, chapter 24, text number 59. Okay. So here from 56 to 62, we are discussing the reasons for Lord Krishna's appearance. Okay. Reasons for Krishna's appearance and his activities. So yesterday we discussed that first 56 shloka, where it was mentioned that Krishna appears for like there is no material cause for Krishna. First thing is that, okay, like simple reason is general causes paritya yada yada dharmasya ग्लानिर्भवति भारत व्युत्थानम धर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजामि. This is the simple cause, general reason. But next shloka says that there is no material cause for Krishna's appearance. And then the 58th shloka says that Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activities are purely out of his mercy for the conditioned soul, for the living entity. Yes? Okay. Now 59. 59 talk about that Krishna acted to relieve the earth from its burden. Okay. Okay. Akshauhinam patibhir asurair nirp lanchanai bhuva akramya manaya abharaya kritodyamaha. Akshauhini Naam of kings possessing great military power. Patibhi, by such kings or government. Asurai, actually demons, because they do not need such military power but create it unnecessarily. Nirpalanchanai, who are actually unfit to be kings, although they have somehow taken possession of the government. Bhuvaha, on the surface of the earth. Akramyamanaya, aiming at attacking one another. Abharaya, paving the way for diminishing the number of demons on the surface of the earth. Krita Udyamaha, enthusiastic. They spend all the revenue of the state to increase military power. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although the demons who take possession of the government are dressed like men of government, they do not know the duty of the government. Very true. Consequently, by the arrangement of God, such demons who possess great military strength fight with one another. Okay, and thus the great burden of demons on the surface of the earth is reduced. The demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their numbers will be diminished and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. You see, such a higher thing. Krita Udyamaha Bhuva Abharaya. Krita Udyama, the Lord acted for what? Bhuva Abharaya, to relieve the burden of Bhuva, earth. Bharaya and Abharaya. So relieve earth from the burden. Akramyamanaya Asurair, which was being, earth which was being overtaken by demoniac leaders. Akramyamanaya, akramyana means this akramana, akramanaya asurair, by asuras, demons. Akshauhininam pativir, and they are having great armies, many akshaunis. Nirpalanchanai, who posed as kings. They are posing themselves as kings. So Krishna, he acted to relieve the earth from its burden. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम्. The sadhus, the devotees of the Lord, are always eager to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness. Sadhus are, the devotees of the Lord are always eager to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness so that the conditioned souls may be released from the bondage of birth and death. So sadhus are always acting to improve the Krishna consciousness, so that to advance, so that a conditioned soul can practice Krishna consciousness and can be released from the bondage of birth and death. So sadhus are continuously working to make the conditioned souls free from this material world. But that is why it is said that sadhus are doing the greatest welfare. But the asuras, the demons, impede the advancement of the Krishna consciousness movement. And therefore Krishna arranges occasional fights between different asuras who are very much interested in increasing their military power. So what is the job of sadhu? To arrange and such things so that normal jiva, conditioned soul, can practice Krishna consciousness easily and progress in bhakti. But what is the job of demons? Demons' job is to create obstacles, bring obstacles in the process of Krishna consciousness. Somebody is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness, but demons, what they will do, they will come and they will bring some obstacle there. That is the job of demons. So Krishna, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna arranges in such a way so that these demons are killed. How? They will fight in between and they will kill each other. Okay? They are always interested in increasing their military power, and in this way they will become more and more advanced in military, and then they will fight and die each other. They will kill each other. Okay? The duty of the government or king is not to increase military power unnecessarily. Unnecessarily, the king should not increase the military power. The real duty of the government is to see that the people of the state advance in Krishna consciousness. This is the real duty of government. This is the real duty of king. What is the real duty? That all the citizens should advance in Krishna consciousness. That is the real duty. Okay, so the responsible posts, okay, like father, mother, like kings, like guru, these are leader. Their first responsibility is to make sure that the dependents are progressing in Krishna bhakti. Otherwise they have no right. Bhagavatam says, Rishabdev is telling that you don't have any right to become mother or father or guru or teacher or king or husband if you do not, if you are not able to deliver your dependents. For example, for parents, children's; for guru, disciples; for husband, wife; for king, the subjects, the citizens. So they have to give them bhakti. So their job is to relieve them from this material world, birth and death cycle. How to do that? By giving them bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So every parents, every mother, father, every husband, king, guru, they should make sure that their dependents are becoming Krishna conscious, becoming advanced in Krishna conscious. Okay? For this purpose, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. There should be an ideal class of men who are bona fide brahmanas, and they should be given all protection. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahman hitaya cha. Krishna is saying. Krishna is very fond of Brahmanas and cows. The Brahmanas promulgate the cause of advancement in Krishna consciousness, and the cows give enough milk to maintain the body in the mode of goodness. The Kshatriyas and the government should be advised by the Brahmanas. Next, the Vaisyas should produce enough foodstuffs, and the Shudras who cannot do anything beneficial on their own should serve the three higher classes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that the conditioned souls will be released from the material condition and return home back to Godhead. This is the arrangement done by Krishna only, nobody else. Krishna's arrangement is this. Everyone must understand Krishna. Okay, so this is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the surface of the earth. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. So this is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the earth. Everyone must understand Krishna's activities. Janma karma chame divyam. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that everyone must understand my janma, my activities. If one understands the purpose of Krishna's coming to this earth and performing his activities, one is immediately liberated. Janma karma chame divyam yo me veti tattvata tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti. So Arjuna, tattvataha, in tattva, from the tattvic point of view, if he understands the activities and the birth of Krishna, then he is liberated. This liberation is the purpose of the creation and Krishna's descent upon the surface of the earth. So this liberation is actually the purpose of the creation. So Krishna will create this, then Jiva will come, Jiva will try his own, he will be frustrated, then Krishna will appear, he will show his pastimes, his Leela, Jiva will get attracted toward those pastimes and he will be delivered to Goloka Vrindavan. That's the process. Demons are very much interested in advancing a plan by which people will labor hard like cats, dogs and hawks. But Krishna's devotees want to teach Krishna consciousness so that people will be satisfied with plain living and Krishna conscious advancement. So devotees generally believe in simple living, high thinking. Okay. Simply live simple life and advance in Krishna consciousness. But demons, what they will do? They will make so many plans. They will make factories and this, that, office, so many plans, and they will work day and night like cats and dogs, and they will make others also to work hard like cats and dogs and hogs. Although demons have created many plans for industry and hard labor so that people will work day and night like animals, this is not the purpose of civilization. Even though these are all created, but the purpose of human life is not this, that morning you get up, go to office and come down, evening and sleep, and again next day repeat. Okay, this is not human life is meant, because animal also do like that. Morning they get up and they go for in search of food. That's it, food and sex. And evening they sleep, night. Okay, so that's what the modern days humans are, right? That they also get up in the morning and they start searching for food. They go for job. That means for food only, right? So they go for job. And whole day they work, night they come, very tired, they sleep. That's all. So what is the difference? No difference. So difference comes when one surrenders to Krishna, when one includes Krishna Bhakti and everything does as per his progress, keeping his progress in the mind. Progress in what? Progress in Krishna consciousness. So, although demons have created many plans for industry and hard labor so that people will work day and night like animals, this is not the purpose of civilization. Such endeavors are jagato hitaha, jagato ahitaha. That is, they are meant for the misfortune of the people in general. Chayaya. Such activities lead to annihilation. One who understands the purpose of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, should seriously understand the importance of the Krishna conscious movement and seriously take part in it. We have to seriously, Prabhupada is saying, we have to seriously understand the importance of this Krishna consciousness movement and then seriously take part in it. It's not some joke, it's not some side activity, it is the serious talk. Very serious we have to be, because this is the main activity, this is the main dharma of human. Not only human, but living entity. That is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this as Jaiva Dharma. This is the Jaiva Dharma. This is the dharma for all the living entities. But unfortunately, living entities in the animal bodies or in other bodies cannot practice bhakti. Only humans can practice. Of course, there are some rare cases. Some cases are there, like where elephant like Gajendra became devotee. So there are many cases, right? When Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted in Jharikhanda forest, deers, bears, cows, lion, everyone, they chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Bhakti to even the dogs and animals and everyone. Right? So that can happen. One should not endeavor, so one should be very seriously and one should very seriously take part in this Krishna conscious movement. One should not endeavor for Ugra Karma. Okay, it's not like just you come and go into temple, heard some class, some japa, that's it, it's going on. No, not like that. Seriously, this is a serious business. One should not endeavor for Ugra Karma or unnecessary work for sense gratification. Ugra Karma, no. Nunam pramattaha kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya apranoti. Simply for sense gratification, people make plans for material happiness. Maya sukhaya bharam udvahato bimhudan. They do this because they are all bimhudas, rascals. For flickering happiness, okay, the material world, happiness is like flickering. Like that jugnu is there, one insect that blinks. So that our happiness in this material world is like that, flickering. For flickering happiness, people waste their human energy, not understanding the importance of the Krishna consciousness movement, but instead accusing the simple devotees of brainwashing. People are so fool, they are not. So devotees are doing preaching, spreading Krishna consciousness everywhere, but people not able to understand. Right? They want to waste their life for this small flickering happiness. This is temporary. But devotees are not allowing them. Devotees are going everywhere, traveling and going in Sankirtan and telling them masses. Nowadays, even online, offline, everywhere devotee want to preach the people that you please don't get into this all. This is all material things. This is all flickering happiness. This is small thing. You can work for eternal happiness. There is something called very eternal happiness, transcendental bliss. Devotees are telling them to chant Hare Krishna, follow four regular principles, live a pure life. Devotees are giving them the formula for eternal happiness, but they want only flickering happiness. And first of all, they are not able to understand. Second thing, they will accuse the devotees that these Krishna conscious devotees, they are brainwashing us. This is their misfortune. Misfortune of these conditioned souls. Demons may falsely accuse the preachers. Always demons are accusing preachers of Krishna consciousness. Demons may falsely accuse the preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, but Krishna will arrange a fight between the demons in which all their military power will be engaged and both parties of demons will be annihilated. So Krishna will make arrangement like this. Demons will accuse preachers, okay, but Krishna will take care of everything. Krishna will arrange a fight between these demons, and they will fight in between, and they will kill each other like that. Okay, so here these 7 verses make clear the reason for the Krishna's birth and actions. His mercy, Krishna's mercy for the sadhaka and Siddha devotees situated on earth is shown. The Lord was merciful because he destroyed samsara for the demons by killing them. So, Lord is merciful for everyone. The Lord appeared in this world, showing his mercy specifically to the earth. He is highest devotee who gives shelter to unlimited devotees. Okay, so Krishna gives the mercy, special mercy to earth. Why? Because earth is very high, top class devotee of Krishna. Because Mother Earth gives shelter to unlimited devotees. So many devotees. So Mother Earth is the highest devotee. So Krishna gave a special mercy to Mother Earth. Okay. So now 2 verses describes this. 60. Karmani aparimeyani manasapi sureshwarai सह संकर्षणश्चक्रे भगवान मधुसूदनः. कर्माणि activities अपरिमेयानि immeasurable, unlimited, manasapi even by such plans perceived within the mind, Sura Ishvara by the controllers of the universe like Brahma and Shiva, Saha Sankarshanaha along with Sankarshan, Baladev, Chakre performed Bhagavan the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudana the killer of the Madhu demon, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna with the cooperation of Sankarshan, Balaram performed activities beyond the material comprehension of even such personalities as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. For instance, Krishna arranged the battle of Kurukshetra to kill many demons for the relief of the entire world. Okay, so Krishna and Balaram, okay, the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Madhusudana, the Supreme Lord Madhusudan, then Saha Sankarshana with the Balaramji, with the cooperation of Balaramji. What they did? Chakre Karmani performed activities. What kind of activities? Sureshwarai Manasapi Aparimeyani. Sureshwarai, even Devatas, Manasapi, they cannot think about. Aparimeyani, beyond the thinking of Devatas, beyond the comprehension of even such personalities as Brahma and Shiva. Very high class activities Krishna did. Even Brahmaji could not understand. Okay, Brahma and Shiva cannot comprehend such kind of activities Krishna did. Okay, Bhagavan Madhusudana, the Supreme Lord, Saha Sankarshana, with the cooperation of Brahma, with the cooperation of Sankarshan and Balaram, Chakre Karmani performed many activities. And what was the nature of those activities? Sureshwarai Manasapi Aparimeyani. Aparimeyani means beyond their they cannot think of that much, beyond their limit of thinking, beyond the limit of comprehension of Sureshwarai Manasapi, beyond the thought of their mind. Sureshwarai, even the demigods Brahma and Shiva. 61. Kalau janishyamānānaṁ dukkha shoka tamonudam anugrahaya bhaktānaṁ supunyam vyatanoda yashaha. Kalau, in this age of Kali, janishyamānānaṁ, of the conditioned souls who will take birth in the future, dukkha shoka tamaha nudam, to minimize their unlimited unhappiness and lamentation which are caused by ignorance, anugrahaya, just to show mercy, bhaktanam, to the devotees, supunyam, very pious transcendental activities, vyatanot, expanded, yashaha, his glories or reputation. To show causeless mercy, to the devotees who would take birth in the future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him one will be freed from all the lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. So out of mercy, mercy for whom? For the who would devotees who would take birth in the future, in the age of Kali. Okay, for them Krishna did this, so that he did such a activities, pastime. So by remembering Krishna, by remembering his pastime, all the lamentation, unhappiness, everything, all the material miseries will be vanquished. In other words, he acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in Bhagavad Gita, could be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Supunyam yashavatano, he also spread his most pure glories, which destroys suffering. Dukkha shoka tamonudam, suffering, lamentation, ignorance, everything will be destroyed. Why? Anugrahaya bhaktanam, to give mercy, anugraha to bhakta, to the devotees. When? Kalau janishya mananam, in future, these devotees who, in future in the Kali Yuga, those devotees will take birth. For them, Krishna created these activities. Kalau janishya mananam, in the Kali Yuga, these devotees will take birth. So to give mercy to these devotees, Krishna did his activities and he spread his most pure glories. Supunyam yashaha vetanud. And after hearing these glories of Krishna, what will happen? Dukkha shoka tamonudam, suffering, lamentation and ignorance, everything will be destroyed. Purport: the Lord's activities of saying, the Lord's activities of saving the devotees and killing the demons, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha duskritam, take place side by side. It's not like separate. Side by side he will do paritranaya sadhunam and vinashaya cha duskritam. Side by side. Krishna actually appears for the deliverance of the sadhus or bhaktas, but by killing the demons, he shows them mercy also. Okay. So he actually appears to deliver the sadhus and bhaktas, but at the same time he kills the demons, because to protect sadhu you have to kill demons. So he shows them a mercy also, because after killing that, for anyone killed by Krishna is liberated. So for the demon, if he will be killed by Krishna, then he will be liberated. So it is a great mercy of Krishna upon that demon also. Whether the Lord kills or gives protection, he is kind to both the demons and the devotees. Okay, so Shukdev Goswami first described the Lord's mercy to the person present at that time, who are present that time, how Krishna is giving mercy to them. Now he also explained that Shukdev Goswami is saying that Lord's mercy for persons in the future, who will come in the future, for them also Lord is merciful and these pastimes will help them. Yasmin satkarna piyushe yashastirtha vare sakrit shrotraanjalir upasprishya dhunute karma vasanam. Dhunute karma vasanam. Yasmin, in the history of the transcendental activities of Krishna upon the surface of the earth, Satkarna Piyushe, who pleases the demands of the transcendental purified ears, Yashaha Tirthavare, keeping oneself in the best of the holy places. By hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, Sakrit once only immediately, Shrotra Anjalihi, in the form of hearing the transcendental message, Upasprishya, touching exactly like the water of the Ganges, Dhunute, destroys, Karma Vasanam, the strong desire for fruitive activities, Yasmin Satkarna Piyushe, Yashashatirtha Vare Sakrit, Srotranjalir Upasprishya, Dhunute Karma Vasanam. Dhunute Karma Vasanam. Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified and transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. Immediately they are freed. So when the devotees actually receive the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as enacted in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they immediately achieve a transcendental vision in which they are no longer interested in materialistic activities. It is automatic. Thus they achieve freedom from the material world. For sense gratification, practically everyone is engaged in materialistic activities which prolong the process of Janam, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease. But the devotee, simply by hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and further relishing the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam, becomes so pure that he no longer takes interest in materialistic activities. So, for sense gratification, actually in this world, practically everyone is engaged in these material activities. For what purpose? For sense gratification. Okay, and because of this sense gratification only, the Janam, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi is increased. But the devotees simply engage themselves in hearing Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and by continuously hearing, what happens? They become pure, and then when they become pure, then there is no interest for this material activities. Shinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanat. At the moment, devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement. You see, Prabhupada is saying that devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement. Why they want to oppose? These people are simply becoming devotee and progressing in spiritual life and stopping material activities. But these non-devotees people, they want to oppose this movement. They are creating so many obstacles. That time when ISKCON was new, that time so many people created obstacles for ISKCON, so that ISKCON should not progress like that. In India, in foreign, everywhere, they used to create so many obstacles so that they can stop the progress of ISKCON. But ISKCON did not stop. It was growing and growing. Why? Because the power of pure bhakti, because the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. So Prabhupada is writing here that these people, they want to oppose this movement, but they cannot possibly check this movement or stop the activities of the devotees in Europe and America by their artificial imposition. Nobody can stop the activities of devotees. The movement of Hare Krishna movement, nobody can stop. Here the words Shrotanjalir Upasprashya indicate that simply by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, the devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. So if continuously a devotee keeps hearing Shravanam, continuously keeps hearing Krishna Katha, then he will never get contaminated by materialistic activities. Anya Vilashita Shunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. Materialistic activities are not at all required, unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. The devotees are okay. So here Prabhupada is saying Anya Vilashita Shunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. Devotees are free from these materialistic activities. Okay. And the devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, and therefore they cannot be called back to their material homes and materialistic activities. The devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Okay. So therefore they cannot be called back to their material homes and materialistic activities. So once the devotee is on that pure bhakti level, he cannot be called, he will not be coming back, he will not fall down. Okay. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So you have said that the fame of the Lord is supunya. That means by hearing about the Lord one goes to Swarga. No, that is not so. The ears are like cupped hands for drinking the water of the best holy place. The ears are like cupped hands for drinking the water of the best holy place. Fame personified, which is nectar for the ears of the devotees. What is the nectar for the ears? Is Krishna Katha. Performing even Achman with this nectar, what to speak of drinking it? Taking it just once, what to speak of many times? One destroys ignorance, the impressions of karma. Even though the Lord is not present, must be hearing His glories, one crosses samsara. Even though the Lord is not present, must by hearing His glories one crosses samsara. Just by hearing Krishna's glory, one can cross over this materialistic world, the material world, the Maya. Okay? Okay, so now 63 onwards, once again, 63 to 65 is the explanation of Lord Krishna's reciprocation with his devotees. Okay, so how Lord Krishna reciprocate with his devotees. So this thing 63, 64, 65 and till 67 hopefully we can complete tomorrow. So tomorrow may 9th canto will be completed hopefully. Okay, so 63 onwards we will discuss tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.